Hello and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here before, I am glad you're back. First of all, I want to say sorry, I'm going to sound really rough in this video because I have a cold, so I haven't been feeling very well. And second, I want to say that I'm preparing something absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait for you guys to see it. It's gonna be absolutely amazing, and I hope you will like it, so stay tuned for that. Also, if you like this video and you are happy with it and you learned something, maybe give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, all that stuff. Anyway, so today I decided to do something with rainbows, but because I've done so many rainbows in my I think it was like psychedelic kind of set a couple of weeks ago, I decided to do a rainbow but a bit differently, and that is to marble a rainbow, which is quite difficult to do in my opinion because you cannot overmix, because if you overmix, everything's gonna be muddy, purpley, browny, disgusting colors. So you need to be really careful. So I'm gonna give you a couple of tips in this video on how to do that to kind of make it look decent. So anyway, these are the nails that I've done. You probably already saw them because thumbnail, and I absolutely love how they came out, and you can see that the colors are not really muddy. There are some bad spots here and there, but with the whole cloud situation, you can always just kind of cover those spots. Also, I want to say about the cloud situation, I took inspiration from my lovely friend from Beauty and the Wish. And if you didn't check her out, you should, because she's absolutely incredible. But yeah, and then I did like a dangly little cloud there on the middle nail because I don't know, I had that in mind, and it's kind of what started this whole thing. Because I really wanted to do a cloud out of crystals, and I think I succeeded. I really love how it looks. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and with all of that said, let's do some nails. I'm going to start off with Hot Tips Beauty Blue Poppy, and I'm going to use this 3D2 brush to apply it. I'm just basically gonna apply one layer because this is really pigmented, but make sure if you do use something like a gel paint to apply all over the nail, you apply a really thin coat. This, you can't really tell on camera, but it is a really thin coat. So I'm basically like working it in, and then I'm dragging the excess product to make sure I don't have too much, because otherwise it's not going to cure. The light is not going to be able to penetrate through the thicker layer. So yeah, keep that in mind. Then I'm going to go in with one of the Kuka flakes. I bought these in like a pack, and I'm going to use this fluffy brush that I'm keeping for like flakes and stuff like that to apply it. You can use your finger. I like to apply it with a brush. If I use the finger, then the glove's gonna be all covered in the flakes. So yeah, I'm just applying a thin layer of that, and they're gonna go in straight in the sticky layer because I did cure that gel paint before, so it has a slight sticky layer. And these, because they're so fine, they can even go on top of like no wipe top coat, and you can buff them in like a chrome, but I just like the look of them being like flakes. And then I'm gonna go in with some base coat from the Kirsty Meakin Gel Polish collection, and also I'm gonna use Lust, Isaac, come on, Ponyo, Mick. I'm gonna use basically all the colors of the rainbow, Finn, and Swanky. And also I'm gonna use this brush from Glitterbells, which is one of their gel brushes, is one of the bigger liners, and I'm gonna use the El Ombre brush from Ink London as well. So I applied all the colors that I just told you on my palette, as you can see, and then I'm going in and using that longer liner brush to just apply lines that are quite similar. Like, they're not perfect, but they're quite similar to each other. and I'm applying them in the color, like in the order of the rainbow. I'm not applying them randomly, and the reason for that is if you don't apply them in this order, they might become really muddy, like from the beginning, and you don't want that. If you apply them in this order, they are less likely to get muddy. So I applied them in that order, and then you saw that I dragged just a few times, not too many times, because again, you don't want to over marble this. And now I'm going in with that base coat, and I'm applying a layer of that base coat really thinly. I applied a layer, and then I'm kind of going back in and like dragging some of that product off. And without curing, I'm now gently picking up some of that, some of those like marbled colors, and I'm applying them over the nail. And this is like, you need to not overdo it. You need to not over mix. You need to not wiggle your brush way too much or something like that. Just because if you do that, again, that it's just going to become a brown, and you don't want that. You want those colors to stay as vivid as possible. And again, you know, it's quite hard when working with so many colors at once, and they're so different from each other. So it's not like it's 5 shades of pink or something like that. You have all the colors of the rainbow, so it's quite difficult for you to keep them separate. But you know, that's the best I can do. And then cure that. Then I'm gonna go in with Jasmine from Hot Tips Beauty, and this Cat 2 brush from Ink London, and also this Glitter Bells liner brush, detailer brush. It's their middle liner. They have like 3 liners, that's the middle one. And I prefer it for my detailed work. Anyway, then with that Cat 2 brush, I picked up some of that white gel paint, and I am just applying 3 bigger dots basically onto the nail. You could do this with a dotting tool, now that I think about it. I don't know, I don't know why it didn't occur to me. You could do this with a really big dotting tool, but yeah, anyway. Then I'm going in with my detailer brush, and I'm like finessing the shape of those clouds there, and I'm going around and trying to like round up everything. And this is the most basic cloud you can do, and it's gonna look so pretty. I absolutely love it. As I said, I took inspiration from these clouds from Beauty and the Wish. I just blanked out for a second there. And yeah, I absolutely love how they look. I've done a set before inspired by her as well, and really pretty. These clouds are just absolutely incredible. Anyway, then I cleaned up my brush on a lint-free pad without anything, just like a dry lint-free pad, and took the excess off. And now I'm just kind of tapping the bottom of those clouds to kind of make them look a bit more like, you know, they're kind of disappearing slowly. And it's just to add a bit more texture. Then I'm gonna add some dots here and there to kind of resemble, I don't know, maybe I was thinking maybe stars, although it doesn't make sense because rainbows are just during the day. But again, it's just more texture, so I'm adding some dots here and there. It might be like rain or snow, I don't know, whatever. It's not really great for summer to have snow, but you know, it happens. Then I'm applying a glossy top coat here, and I'm holding it upside down to make sure it kind of levels out. If you still think it's a bit too like textured, you can apply a second layer after you cured the first one, and again hold it upside down and cure it, but I didn't, so yeah. Anyway, for the second nail, I'm basically doing the exact same thing, only the marble part is only like at the ends of the nail, so on the top there and on the bottom. And then I'm just applying some of those clouds here and there, exactly the same thing that I've done on the first one, but I think I like the second one a bit better. I think I didn't play with the colors as much, so they kind of stayed in place a bit better. And I really love this. I don't know what it is about it. I just threw my pot of gel everywhere. Yeah, I don't know exactly what I like more about this nail than the first one, but I really do like this one. So, you know, I just do. And yeah, you can see here I'm doing exactly the same thing. I'm basically going in and making sure that that shape is exactly how I want. And again, you can do this with a dotting tool. I cannot believe that didn't occur to me. But a really big dotting tool would do the job probably even better than I did with a brush. And then again, I'm adding that texture to the bottom of the clouds because it's so nice and pretty. I absolutely love it. And then I made a mistake there, so I was trying to clean it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect for this design because everything is just like a mess, kind of, you know. It's a mix of all kinds of things. So yeah, then if you have any shadowing, I would suggest you add a little bit more of that gel paint where you have the shadowing, to make sure that the clouds are as white as possible and as fluffy as possible. And after that, I added the dots again, obviously. Again, I know this is boring. I know. I just repeated basically the same design, but I really wanted to try the marble a different way, and I really love how it looks on this nail, so I'm happy I did, even though it's basically the same design. But yeah, I continue to add those dots, and then I'm gonna apply a layer of top coat again, and I'm gonna hold it upside down again, and then cure it for 30 seconds in my LED lamp. And then this nail is done. Moving on to the next one, I am going to go in with that base coat. So again, I've done the background exactly the same, so I thought there's no point in me showing you the same thing. And then I went in with the marble just there at the bottom, and I absolutely love how this looks as well. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just, I would love a full set of like French like this. I don't know why. It's so pretty. Anyway, then I cured it, and now I'm going in with that liner brush, and I just wanted to see how it would look with a little bit of an outline. And I'm doing a very scraggly outline, as you can see, because obviously these would not have perfect edges in any way, shape or form. And yeah, I love how that looks as well, because it really makes it pop out. Then I'm gonna go in with some eye gel clear from Ink London. I'm using that crystal picker upper, and then the NA003 brush from Ink London again. Everything is basically Ink London when it comes to most of the stuff. And I'm gonna go in with some chalk white crystals, and I found these on eBay. And I have here the SS10, the SS5, and the SS3. So the SS10 are the ones at the top that are bigger. Then the middle ones are the SS5, and then the ones on the sides are the SS3s. And as you can see, they're really, really tiny. And I kept on faffing about, because again, this is the first time I ever tried to do a cloud. And I didn't know exactly what shape it's gonna be or how it should be, but I really love how it came out. And I decided to put some AB crystals there at the top, just to kind of tie the cloud up, because I thought it's gonna be kind of like a piece of jewelry. So yeah, maybe like an earring or something. So I thought it needed something to be fitted in. And then I'm going in with some caviar beads to kind of fill in between the crystals. I didn't say this, but I'm using that eye gel, so the hard gel from Ink London, I'm using to attach the crystals onto the nail. So I applied a really, really thin layer of that, and then I applied the crystals. And yeah, here I'm just applying those caviar beads here and there, but you're gonna see that I actually end up taking the caviar beads that I put on the outline of the cloud, because I didn't like it. I liked the white outline, and then the caviar beads to fill in on the inside. It's just, I thought it looked so much better. I kept on looking at the nail and I was like, this doesn't look right. So yeah, you can see me just taking them off angrily. Like, yeah, no, this is not gonna work for me. So I just removed all of those, and I think this looks so much better now. I really love how it looks, and I'm making sure that everything is nice and straight. It's not, by the way, spoiler alert, it's still not nice and straight, but that's fine. And then I'm applying a layer of top coat and curing that, and then this nail is done. And yeah. These are all done now, and honestly, I absolutely love them. The colors are not as bright as maybe I imagined them to be, but the reason for that is the blue background. If you're gonna use like a really light blue background, the colors will be a lot more vibrant, but because I used such a darkish kind of color, I really loved the color and I really wanted to use it, and then I put the flakes on as well. But if you were to use a lighter background, the colors would look even better, they would pop even more. But because they're, you know, obviously the background is a bit darker and we're using gel polishes, which are not as pigmented as gel paints, then they are gonna be a bit see-through and they spread out a bit more because, you know, the layer of the gel polish thins out a little bit. So yeah, anyway, I still love them. Honestly, I love them so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Okay, bye!